Hi guys and welcome to Pheas Airsoft, where today I'm going to do a user requested video about removing the front rail system. Hi guys and welcome back. If this is useful for you today, please do like and subscribe. You'll be really helping me out. So I've got here my CYMA CM.506 and I had a user request specifically about the 513 about how to remove the rail off the front end. Now I don't have access to the 513 anymore, but I'm going to sort of hopefully get you through most of the process using similarities to here and showing you how to remove this one as well from the 506. So on the 513 you have got the mock suppressor that sits on the outer barrel that goes into a bit of a RIS unit. Now at the back you should have like a big ring, and that ring should just unscrew in a traditional sort of righty-tighty, lefty-loosey manner. So you should be able to just unscrew it and it should unwind. Just check that there might be, I don't think there is, but there might be a grub screw in there somewhere. Just to keep it tight, but I don't think there is. It should just unscrew, at which point that rail will just slide off the front. Now with this one, with the 506, you're going to pull back on this delta ring and it releases the bottom part of the RIS unit. We're going to get that out of the way. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to knock this pin out here that's holding this front sling loop on, because there's a Phillips head screw under here and one in here that's keeping this front sight post on. Once that's off, this upper RIS unit can come away then quite happily. In fact, there we go, that comes away. We can then remove this and we've got access to obviously the barrel, and then we can look at removing the delta ring as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go off camera. I'm just going to get a punch and a small hammer. I'm just going to put it on there and knock this pin out, and then I'll confirm which direction it went out. So I've got that out now. Now the teeth are in the middle of that pin, so it bites into the metal of the loop. So it really doesn't matter which way you punch that little pin out, as long as you get it out one way or another. Next thing we're going to do is just going to remove the muzzle brake. That's an anti-clockwise thread. There we go. There's the inner barrel in there. What I will do at this point is I'm going to remove the upper and take the barrel and hop assembly out, just to make our life a little bit easier in a moment. There we go. Pull that out. Lift that up. So next thing I can do is undo these two Phillips head screws, and I should be able to then remove the gas block and the front sight post. Alternatively, I could look an absolute fool because it doesn't work. Nope, there it goes. So there comes, so just undid, I left the screws in place. So there's the two Phillips heads, there's your gas tube there. This ring can be removed, but it stays in place, resting up. I'll just show you. So this would be the bottom part, where the bottom RIS was removed first, and when that goes back in, you can see, you should be able to see, there is plastic mould in there. There's sometimes a little pin that just, and the pin at the bottom lot, that just centralises it and keeps it locked in the right position and shape. We'll just put that there, so focused. There we go. Now, on the 513, you probably have a not quite, I can't remember, I don't think you've got this style of delta ring, but you'll probably need some adjustable grips to just grab hold of it, and it should just come off in a traditional rotation. I'm just going to grab my armourer's wrench and I'm going to undo this off there. So, I've got my Star Airsoft, that shows you how old it is. Star became Aries, I believe, many years ago. So, using the three circles there, and they just sit in the little brackets, and then you just turn. Now you could use grips on this. That's a little bit stiff, sort that out in a minute. You could use adjustable grips on this one, but especially with it being plastic, you're probably just going to break the plastic itself, so I wouldn't generally advise it if you can avoid it. What I would say is get one of these if you can. If not, just be very, very careful. Maybe pack this out with some bubble wrap or tissue paper or something just to soften it up, or a towel maybe, just to help you out. And then we're just going to undo it a little bit at a time. There we go. And I'm going to unwind it. So what happens is the 3 prongs there, they push down on this outer ring to access these little notches in here and acts as a point to secure it. And then I'm just going to unscrew it the rest of the way off. And there we go. And then the barrel just works free like that. So there you've got the end of. Now that's a 2-piece barrel, which I've not seen one of these for a long time. I'm not sure why they've not cast it as a single piece, but I suppose for 60 odd pounds, what can't really argue, can you? So this is the assembly that goes into the front of the receiver. If you've got a front wired gun, this little track here is where your wires would run out of the front of your gun. You've got a centralising pin on the top there that makes sure that you know that it's sat in the right position, and that's how it sits in there. And then to reassemble it again, it just goes back on. You can finger tighten it for the first part and then use the armorer's wrench to tighten it the rest of the way down. And there you go, the job's a good one. Just as a point to note, when you are building it back up, you will notice in this ring here is a little hole that fits with the gas rod coming back into the upper receiver. Now, if you've tightened this ring down, which we have, you might find that that hole is not where it should be. And as you can see there, it will rotate back to the right position. Now, there are certain positions that it can be in. Or is that just the spring in the way? That might just be the spring in the way. So you're just going to have to work it until you get everything lined back up properly. As you can see there, there is a gap there. So I need to tighten that back up a little bit more just to bring this gap here in line with the hole there to get the gas block in. Once you have got it lined up and sat back in, you can see that the rod goes through, out the back, and it goes into the upper receiver. What I did then, just move that back down. What I did then is I took the screw out of the back one so I could line it up with the hole there. And now, if I screw that one in, it's going to centralise it for that one to go back in. I'll just bring the screw back in. And screw that back in. There we go, and then that one is automatically lined up because the other one's tightened in. And what I'm going to do is make sure, because the inner barrel is no longer in, I'm just going to look down the barrel and I can see that there is nothing. It's a little bit dirty down there inside the outer barrel, but there's no screws coming up into the way to block the inner barrel going back through there. So I hope that's been helpful to you. Please do like and subscribe if this has been useful, or you've enjoyed it, or you just want to be kind to me. And I will see you next time. Bye.